on, guys? Nate here with Order at Racing Co. coming at you with another video, and today we're gonna get the front valance painted. So my good buddy Ario, he's got some free time today, so we're gonna get the front valance taken off, prepped, and we're gonna take it over there and have him paint it. I also did have to pick up some stuff for him because he just didn't have the time throughout the week, which is totally fine. So this is the black base coat that I picked up, and if you're not familiar, because I know nothing about using actual quality painting equipment, I went up to my local painter supply and I told them what I was looking for and they knew exactly what to get me. So this is black base coat. Nice. So it's a pint of base coat. We got a quart mixing cup for Ario so he can do his magic. We got a quart of reducer here, which makes this a 1-to-1 ratio. I guess ideally that's what you'd want. And the whole thing ran me about 70 bucks, some junk like that. 73, which ain't bad, right, for quality stuff. So yeah, we got all this going on, so I gotta get that front valance pulled off and we can assess what we're gonna do for prep. All right, she's naked, so we got the front valance done over here, so we're gonna start prepping it and getting it sanded down and whatnot. That way Ario doesn't have to do so much work when he's painting it. So according to Xenon's instructions, I'm gonna flip this here for you guys, and guys, in case you guys are curious what it says, if you guys lose yours or maybe you're just curious as to the overall install from Xenon, that's what you get. So it does say sand paintable surfaces with 320 wet and rinse well. Use 2-component urethane filler for any imperfections in the surface. Primer parts with catalyzed primer, let dry, and sand 400 to 600 wet. So we're gonna ignore all of that because that's mumbo jumbo to us out here in La La Land. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep stepping up, right? So I'll probably start at like maybe 80, 120, and just keep racking up, right, through the different courses of sandpaper until we get a pretty fairly uniform finish. Now there are slight imperfections, like you can see here when this thing was molded, right? It's got some little weird stuff going on, but that's okay. I'm not really too concerned about having this thing absolutely perfect because this is mainly, think of this as a consumable item, right? It's something that's gonna get used and damaged and beat up, right? Unfortunately, as much as I would love to keep this thing nice, it's gonna scrape, pulling out of parking lots, it's gonna, you know, catch stuff flying off the road, you know, whatever the case may be. This will get damaged, right? And it's gonna be on the lower half of the front bumper. So as long as it kind of looks all right, it's really not gonna be a big deal. But nonetheless, we're still gonna do the prep work necessary to get this thing painted and for it to look nice. So with that being said, let's get into it. Alrighty, so just spent the past hour or so going over this whole thing with 120. And it's actually coming out pretty nice. A lot of the small blemishes are actually starting to disappear. And we got this whole thing pretty covered. So now I'm gonna hit it with 320 apparently, because I don't have any 220. So it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. But yeah, we're just gonna keep stepping up as much as we can and try to get this thing cleaned up. So I'm gonna keep going on and let you know how it turns out. So right now we're in the old Ford Ranger. So we got the front valance in the back. So we ended up going up to 400 with the grit, which should be plenty of, like, enough for us to start with and get this thing painted and whatnot. I got our paint and reducer. I also grabbed some tack rags that I had left over from when I was painting the car. So yeah, we're gonna shoot over to Ario's and see about getting this thing sprayed today. So for those of you that might be curious, there will be some videos coming of this truck soon. We got a couple little things that I'd like to do to it, but it's the old workhorse, so pitter patter, let's get at her. Hey guys, so we're over here at Ario's house. He's gonna hook us up on getting the front valance painted. And I know nothing about how this professional painting stuff works. So he's kind enough to give us a little walkthrough on it. So what we gotta do here, boss?
The paint's mixed 1-to-1. So 1 part paint, 1 part reducer. This is the smallest thing he could find.
Okay.
I think my gun is like, I think it was 700 milliliters.
Okay.
You probably won't need that much. We'll probably mix up like 500.
With that Ford black. Oh yeah. Made in America.
a dark color, we probably don't need that much. Like an orange juice.
Yeah. What do they call them? The screwdrivers? It's like vodka and orange juice. I just want to point out real quick that this guy's the man when it comes to building and doing cool stuff. Hopefully this summer we can get some more content out, get some of his cars on the channel. He's got a lot of cool stuff that I think you guys would be interested in seeing. Alright, so we got 4 coats of base down. Came out really good. There's still small imperfections in the valance itself from molding, but I'm not really too concerned about that. As far as paint goes, the paint came out really nice and I couldn't be happier with the results. So now we're gonna mix up the clear. Everything's 0 degrees in this garage. It was 7 degrees out earlier, now it's 2. So you gotta do what you can with what you got.
So fucking 2 degrees!
So what is this stuff?
Hardener.
That's the clear. So is there like a certain ratio you need to mix the clear and the hardener to?
Yeah, this one's 1 to 4.
Okay. This guy being all fancy with it. Alright, so as you can see, we got the valance all cleared and painted and whatnot. Came out absolutely gorgeous. Aria really knocked it out of the park on this one. But the valance itself wasn't in the best condition. Like, the molding of it was kind of defected in certain ways, but for the conditions we're painting in and Ario's skills, I think it came out pretty good. I'm absolutely floored about how this came out. I think it looks fantastic. Definitely better than what I could have pulled off, so We're gonna let this keep tacking up for a bit, and then we're gonna try and get this inside his house safely where it can cure for the next couple days. And I'll get back to you when we get her home. All right, guys, so now we're back home, and as you can see, the valance is painted. It came out really nice. Ario did a fantastic job on this piece, so this is gonna look really great on the car. So hopefully either tonight or tomorrow we'll get the valance installed, and I'll definitely be sure to show you guys that. But car's all locked up. Time to get to work. The current focus for tonight is the center console. We got a million things to do to it. So as you can see, I have it stripped down bare bones, and essentially we're gonna clean this thing up and repaint it because you can see it's super heavily faded. It's not sun bleached, it's not breaking, but it's faded and we need it to match the rest of the interior. So we have another can of the Regatta Blue paint from LMR. We have a brand new armrest pad. We got our kick panel clips that I was missing. I did take the time and repaint the rear ashtray, which we'll be addressing. And then, yeah, so we're gonna get right into it. All right, so we got the first coat of paint down, and it's actually not looking too bad. Coming out really nicely. That's all one sheet of blue again, which is really great. Yeah, not bad at all. So we'll give this thing probably like a good 3 coats, as well as the push clips getting 3 coats, and then let this cure for a while, and we should be able to start putting the center console back together, which I'm really excited about. We get to put all our new goodies on it. All right, guys, so we got the center console mostly reassembled here, and as you can see, it actually came out really nice. A couple things I do want to cover real quick. The center console lid from LMR, you can tell that this isn't the exact shade, right? There is definitely a difference. That's not really an issue for me. One, because even the stock console was like this. I'm assuming it's just a different in pigmentation and the materials being used. This is plastic with paint. This is just rubber or vinyl, whatever it actually is. But the gripe I have with these replacement lids is, I guess this is to be expected too, because this is an aftermarket part. It's not an OEM part. So this is all molded in one piece. If you guys are familiar with the stock center console lids, there's like a plastic reinforcement that's usually in here, and it has that X pattern in it. It's like perfectly flat, right? There's no reinforcements that I can see or feel for these mounting hole locations, which means this armrest pad is gonna flex on these locations, right? So as you can see, no engagement. And I'll show you what I mean by the flex here. So this is all molded rubber, right? It gets screwed together. You can see how much it deflects when I apply pressure to it. Now, oddly enough, when I start applying pressure and pulling the hook forward, it starts engaging. And then I gotta push it to open it. But again, with this being a replacement part, I mean, it is what it is. It is in better shape than mine. If you guys are familiar with the stock Fox body console lids, the vinyl gets like glued or somehow molded into the plastic reinforcement underneath, and mine was already separating and starting, the vinyl was discoloring. So I opted to get the new console lid. As you can see, I did have to reinforce mine because my mounting tabs broke. Another common thing on these center consoles, but kind of dumb. I'm a little disappointed that it doesn't latch anymore because I paid like 40 bucks for this. I'm sure if I messed with it a little bit and played with it, I could probably figure something out to make it work, but that'll be a down the road thing for sure. Other than that though, the center console came out good. We got our ashtray repainted here and reinstalled, re-riveted. All I did was drill out the rivets from the factory that were holding this in, because you can pop this out. You just push this little clip in and pop it out, and you can have access to drill through those rivets. I don't know what size they are from the factory. I ended up upsizing to a 3/16 and ended up working fine. I also used aluminum rivets because I was afraid of regular rivets pulling and breaking apart the plastic, so I opted for aluminum. I got our gauge panel reinstalled here. This thing looks great. Like, it's crisp Regatta blue. Like, it's gonna match the rest of the interior perfectly. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you guys on that. I'm not really sure if this is LMR's fault. Like, I know they made it all, but like, this isn't something I can really find any info on. You know, people have like said, oh, LMR makes replacement console lids if you're looking for one, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think anybody's actually like made a thread or a video about actually using one. So I guess this is just one of those gray areas. But it is what it is. Like I said, I'm sure if I mess with it down the road and figure it out, I can get it to work. But I'm not really too worried about it right now. So with that being said, I'm going to get the car pulled back in here and we'll start reinstalling the console. Guys, so as you can see, the center console came out really nice. It really fits with the rest of the interior and everything. Now, obviously, I still need to get a new dash pad and get the seats reupholstered, but this will definitely get us going for now. Yeah, I think it came out absolutely fantastic. Looks great. Super happy with it. I tell you what, man, LMR really came in clutch with this paint, dude. It looks fantastic. You can see all the plastics came out nice. I went to Joann Fabrics today and picked up this little blue, like, throw blanket thing just to kind of fill in that area until I figure out exactly what I want to do back there. But, yeah, it looks fantastic. Another thing I do want to show you guys, I got the front of the car up in the air, so when my buddy gets here, we can start getting the valance put on. But I got the Stinger voltmeter that I've been switching out all reinstalled because my stock voltmeter gave out. But you can see we got all our wiring tucked up in here real nice. It all came out nice. Door doesn't want to open when the car's jacked up. So you can see I got a little voltmeter tucked back up in there. I had to replace it with the Stinger unit. But as you can see, she's working. So I'm not sure why it's dropping so fast. Probably because everything's powering up in the car. But yeah, not bad at all. Really nice and bright, so should do us some good. But yeah, like I said, when my buddy Vinny gets here, there's that door chime module. When my buddy Vinny gets here, we'll get the valance put on. All right, guys. So as you can see, the front valance is currently on, and it came out fantastic. Shout out to my buddy Vinny. He came over and helped me get this reinstalled on the car. Especially with the double-sided tape and everything, it can be quite a bear to work with. So, you know, get an extra set of hands and definitely take your time. I still haven't cut out the front section of the stock front bumper. I might just end up leaving it. It doesn't really seem to interfere with anything that much. But yeah, I probably just might end up leaving it alone because it's black. You can't really see anything behind it. As well as the fact that if something ever happens and this valance has to come off, I still have the stock bumper cover underneath, so it's not really a huge issue. But yeah, I'll probably end up just leaving it that way. You can't really see it. But yeah, it came out absolutely fantastic. So as far as mounting goes, we have a screw directly in the center here, our double-sided sticky tape along the whole top edge. We have a screw here at the edge of the bumper cover, and then we have a screw here at the corner of the fender, and then 2 screws in the wheel well here, just to help secure that corner in, because this side didn't quite want to line back up to how it was, so I had to kind of like get these screws and pull it all back in place. But it ended up coming out really nice, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So yeah, this definitely gives the car that attitude that I was looking for, especially with the headlight covers and everything. And I do still need to restore my louvers and get those put on. I have my CJ Pony parts set, as well as an OEM set that came off of a 82 GT at the junkyard. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do and restore a set of those and get those put on. But yeah, we're running out of little stuff to do here, guys. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'm super happy with how this came out. So I'm probably going to call it for tonight. I think we've gotten plenty of stuff done in this video, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all later.